You got shot at your own apartment complex. Maybe it was in the parking lot. Maybe it was by the stairs. Maybe someone opened fire through the window. It doesn't matter where it happened. You weren't the one who brought the violence. You were just trying to live your life. And now the property manager says, "We're sorry this happened, but it's not our fault." Wrong. If that building had a history of crime and they did nothing to protect you, that's not just negligence. That's liability. Let me walk you through a scenario I see way too often. You live in an apartment in a busy city. You're getting home late from work. It's dark. The gate is open as usual. The lights in the parking lot are still broken. Again, you're walking to your unit and out of nowhere, someone jumps out, gun drawn, and you try to run. You get shot. Police arrive. EMTs rush you to the hospital. You survive, but everything changes. Now, you can't sleep. You can't work. You can't even walk across the complex without reliving it. And when your family asks you what the apartment is going to do, they say, "We can't control crime." But here's the part they leave out. They could have controlled their security. So, what makes an apartment complex responsible for a shooting? It comes down to foreseeability. If there had been prior shootings, robberies, assaults, and they knew about it, they had a duty to respond. That means fix the lights, close and secure the gates, hire guards, and install working cameras. Also, send notices to residents. If they did none of that, they didn't just ignore the risk, they enabled it. When I investigate these cases, I usually find the same signs of neglect. 911 calls for violence in the past 12 months, broken lights that were never fixed, security cameras that haven't recorded in years, gates left wide open, leasing staff ignoring prior complaints. These aren't rare issues, they're systematic, and they almost always point to a pattern. If your complex had prior violence and did nothing to change your security, that's a case. So let's talk about the damage. A gunshot wound is more than just physical. Yes, there are hospital bills, surgeries, rehab, maybe permanent loss of function, but there's also the trauma, the PTSD, the fear that keeps you from sleeping, working, or trusting your surrounding. That emotional damage is real and it's compensable. The value of these cases can be life-changing. I've seen 7-figure settlements when we show that there's prior similar crimes, property neglect, and permanent harm. So how do we prove it? Step 1, crime analysis. We put police data and crime grids to show how dangerous the area already was. Step 2, maintenance and complaint records. We subpoena reports, repair requests, and prior tenant complaints. Step 3, security expert review. We bring in professionals to show what should have been in place. And step 4, document your injuries. Medical reports, therapy notes, photos, testimony. We make the jury feel what you went through. Property owners love to say, "We can't prevent every crime," and that's true. But when they know their property is dangerous and they refuse to act, that's not just unfortunate, that's negligent. And that means you have rights. You have a right to recover, to be made whole, to hold someone accountable for creating an environment where violence was predictable and preventable. If you were shot or attacked at your apartment complex, don't just file a police report. File a claim, get answers, and get justice. Because being a tenant shouldn't mean you signed up for a war zone. If you or someone you know was shot or assaulted at an apartment complex, contact me. We'll run a security investigation, look at the history, and tell you if there's a case. We've helped victims turn their trauma into compensation and helped force property owners to finally fix what they ignored. Don't wait, don't settle for silence. Let's hold them accountable.